So we are sitting here at Srivas Angan. As you mentioned, this is the birthplace of the Sankirtan movement. We were discussing back in Sri Yogpit that how Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the center of his pastimes, was basically in this area. It was Yogpit till the time he was a small child, as a budding youth. And then after he returns back from Puri, he returns back from Gaya when he meets his spiritual master, Ishwara Puri, then he is a transformed person. He tells Ishwara Puri, ki mantra dilo gosai, ki batar bol, japati japati mantra Puri le pagal. He says, what mantra have you given me, O Gosai? What mantra have you given me? By chanting I have gone mad. That mantra you have given me. So Mahaprabhu is feeling this pressure. This is one of the reasons why he had come also, to experience this ecstasy, to experience this rasa in Harinam. And this is proof. You can also see when you chant, you see people are happy. Right? You are happy because the chanting is going on. The proof of this was that Srila Prabhupada 50 years ago, when he went to America in 1966, it's more than 50 years now. When he went to America, there what did he do? He just went to Tompkins Square Park and he chanted this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So many of these hippies joined him. So many people. They gave up drugs also. Tough thing to do. They gave up drugs also because they were able to find this taste in the holy name. If you get a higher taste, then you can give up a lower one. Like if you get MacBook, then you'll give up some ordinary, you'll give up another company. Right? You get Apple. Or if you get a smartphone, then you'll stop using the keypad phones. So you get a higher taste, you can give up a lower. In the same way, when you get the higher taste of Harinam, you get the higher taste of chanting Hare Krishna. You give up the lower tastes of material life. So this is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had come to experience. And where did he do that? It started here. So when Srivas Pandit, who is none other than Narada. So when Srivas Thakur, he invites Mahaprabhu, so then they start closed door Harinam Sankirtan in this very house. So closed door, why? Because not everybody was invited. Only the Panchatattva were chanting here. This went on for 1 year. Every night they had a party, Harinam party. So this Advaita Acharya, Advaita Bhavan is right here, 10 steps away. Gadadhar Bhavan is another 3-4 steps away. Just in the same vicinity, in the same courtyard. We'll go and take darshan now. So Yogpit is right here, we just came from there. So you see, most of the Panchatattva, they were staying here. Advaita Acharya, Gadadhar Pandit, Srivas Thakur, Mahaprabhu was here. Nityananda Prabhu came from Ekachakra, he used to live here in Srivas Thakur. So this way the Panchatattva were always in this area. And in closed doors, they used to have all night Sankirtan, not inviting anyone else, but having very, very tumultuous Kirtan. So if there is something that we need to do here, it is Kirtan, that's for sure. So Mahaprabhu, he used to go in ecstasy. He started experiencing great symptoms of ecstasy. Sometimes while chanting, he used to fall on the ground. Just while he's dancing, suddenly falls on the ground and loses consciousness. Sometimes he used to roll on the ground. So much ecstasy, so much happiness. So this is how Mahaprabhu, he was feeling so much of, it started here in this place, Srivas Angan. Angan means courtyard, so this is the courtyard of Srivas Thakur. Srivas' wife, Mother Malini, she was like a mother to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Srivas Thakur, he appeared 30 years more before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Advaita Acharya appeared more than 50. So they were actually quite senior to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Srivas Thakur and the Panchatattva, they started their all-night Sankirtan pastimes in this place. For 1 year, non-stop. They were not even allowing anyone else. There was one Shuklambar Brahmachari, he came and he was hiding here. Srivas Thakur allowed him. He was hiding just to see what's going on. Windows were also closed generally, but he was hiding. And Mahaprabhu is dancing. The chanting Kirtan is going on, Mahaprabhu dancing. Mahaprabhu is not feeling ecstasy. He's saying somebody who is not supposed to be there is here. Who is that? So Srivas Thakur said there is this Brahmachari who is very austere, he drinks only milk. Mahaprabhu said that this Sankirtan is not for those who are austere only. There has to be devotion. Mahaprabhu sent him out, not allowed. One day Srivas Thakur's own mother-in-law was there. He put her in a basket put her in a basket and ideally she was watching from inside. The Sankirtan board. Mahaprabhu also not feeling ecstasy that day. He said, somebody who is not supposed to be here is there. Send them out. This way the pastimes are going on. Srivas Thakur had so much of faith in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One day, Mahaprabhu told him, Srivas Thakur, you don't work. You don't have an office job. You don't have any source of income. How are you maintaining yourself? For not only you, you have your family also. How are you maintaining yourself, your family? And more, over the top, this Nityananda also, he stays here frame. I was telling him. Nityananda is also staying here. How are you maintaining all of this? Without working. You know what Srivas Thakur replied? He just clapped 3 times. Just clapped 3 times. What does this mean? He said, if I clap 3 times, and if whatever I need doesn't come, then I will go and drown myself in the river. I have so much faith that by these 3 times, by the time duration I make these 3 claps, whatever I need, it comes. That much faith Srivas had. He said, if it doesn't come, I and my family, all of us will drown in the river. And Mahaprabhu, you see, who is providing? Krishna is providing. So Mahaprabhu is testing Srivas. तुम काम कर नहीं रहे हो, आप किधर से रहा? Whereas actually, who is the maintainer? Krishna is the maintainer. So Mahaprabhu is only maintaining. So Srivas Thakur understood this is a test. And he replied it properly because he said, I have so much faith that it has to come. And Mahaprabhu was so happy, he said that there can be some deficit in Lakshmi Devi's treasury. But there never will be any kind of deficit in your house. Mahaprabhu said this. He said there may be some shortage in Lakshmi Devi's treasury. Lakshmi Devi, she gives everyone. So in her there may be possibility that there may be some deficit, but not in your house, please. This is how Krishna takes care of those who surrender to him. Yogam Sheham Mahaminam. Krishna says in Gita, he says, for those who surrender to me, those who worship me with devotion, I provide what they lack and I preserve what they have. Whatever you have, Krishna will preserve, and whatever you lack, he will provide. Provided we just do his devotional service. That is what he says. This is the supreme secret. 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, you will see. Most param guhya gyan, very confidential. So this is the thing, and this is being shared with you here. That faith in Krishna is the most valuable asset that we can have. Srivas Thakur had so much of it. Mahaprabhu is testing me in different ways. He says, look at this Nityananda. Because Nityananda Prabhu was an avadhuta. Avadhuta means he is beyond bodily consideration. Sometimes he used to jump and dance so much that his clothes used to fall off. And he used to just be coping. He used to be looking like that. People would normally consider such a person to be gone case. But he is not only gone case, he is a spiritual personality, he is a spiritual gone case. And he is none other than Balram, he is most worshipable. So Mahaprabhu is saying, look at this Nityananda, he is telling Srivas, you are maintaining this Nityananda, what does he do? He may go and he will go to some Brahmana's house and he will ask for his daughter's hand in marriage. He will defame you. He will say he wants wine to drink. Not really, but like this Mahaprabhu is testing him. He will say, what will you do? So Srivas Thakur is saying, even though Nityananda, he may ask for wine, he may ask for meat also, but still he will be my worshipable Lord. So Srivas Thakur, he knew, he had so much of faith. That is what we were singing, this bhajan, Param Karuna Pahutri Jana Nitai Madhav. That there is no one more merciful than these two personalities, Nityananda and Gauranga. What is the proof of Nityananda Prabhu's mercy? That is the story and testimony of Jaga and Mother. So what happened is, you see, one year they were doing pastimes here. Srivas Thakur had so much faith. One day his own son was unwell. He died while the kirtan was going on. His own son left his body. All the relatives said, what to do now? Srivas Thakur said, the Supreme Lord, the maintainer of everyone, the one who gives life to everyone, he is dancing here. How can something be wrong in this? Mahaprabhu is dancing in the next room and he has left his body. It's a good thing. It's his blessing. He didn't tell Mahaprabhu. He didn't tell him that the son has died. Kirtan continued. After a while, Mahaprabhu felt something is wrong here. Something has happened. He stopped the Kirtan and he asked what has gone wrong. Srivas Thakur said, nothing went wrong. Mahaprabhu, nothing went wrong. You please continue. Mahaprabhu tells him, no, something is wrong. Some devotees tells that Srivas Thakur's son died. He has left his body. Mahaprabhu becomes so overwhelmed. He understands that Srivas Thakur did not want to disturb his ecstasy. And therefore he didn't mention such a grave thing. So Mahaprabhu, he starts crying. He says, Srivas, your devotion is unparalleled. Immediately he goes to the dead son's body. He asks him, why have you left? To everyone's surprise, the boy wakes up. He gets up. And he says that my time was up. Therefore I left. Mahaprabhu says, who are you? Where are you going now? He says, I am a spirit soul. And based on my karma, I had these parents. Now I have some other parents. So now I am going. Everybody heard this. So they were pacified. It's not that something happened untimely. His time was up. So now we have to go somewhere else. Saying this, Mahaprabhu said, okay, you may carry on your journey. So he goes from here. Mahaprabhu pacifies Srivas Thakur and Malini Devi. He says, myself and Nityananda are also your children. From now, we will be known as your children. In fact, Nityananda, you can adopt him officially. And yes, Mahaprabhu does. And actually they happened, they lived like that. Nityananda was cared for completely by Srivas Thakur at his birth. So they had so many loving relationships. So for 1 year this continued here. Then Mahaprabhu decided to open this storehouse of love of God. You see why he is feeling so much of happiness and ecstasy in chanting is because there is Krishna Prema inserted in these syllables of Hare Krishna mantra. When we chant, we can also feel. So we are so contaminated that we cannot feel fully. But the more we chant, you will see that we feel increasing ecstasy. But Mahaprabhu, he is a practical teacher. Krishna is a theoretical speaker. Krishna just said, surrender to me. Bhagavad Gita, whole thing he said. 18 chapter 6 and 700 verses. He just said, do this, surrender to me. How to surrender, what to do, that all was shown by Sri Chaitanya. So Mahaprabhu is showing. He said, now let us go and spread this Harinam. Give everybody this message. Give everybody this medicine. So then he calls a meeting of all the Panchatattva and his intimate associates. He says, Prati Gher ki Koro Shikha, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna Shiksha. Go to every house and tell them, chant Krishna's name, worship Krishna, and tell others about Krishna. So in this way he takes a meeting. So then they have teams. Advaita Acharya is there. He and his wife Sita Thakurani, they are doing preaching. Nityananda and Haridas, they are one team. They are doing preaching. Every day evening then they come back together. And then they discuss what happened in today's preaching. Whom did we make devotee? Whom we did not make devotee? What happened? Who needs to be put more energy on? Whom we have to approach again and again? So Nityananda, who is the spiritual master of the whole world, he was going from door to door and begging everyone, please chant Hare Krishna. Please chant Hare Krishna. Sometimes, when we are telling others to chant, they don't chant, we feel frustrated. Itna bola nahi kar rahe hain. But you see, Nityananda, he is the spiritual master of the whole universe. And he was going to everybody in every house and requesting them, please chant Hare Krishna. Yes, you are a householder, you have responsibility, but still please chant Krishna. This was going on. One day, Nityananda and Haridas, they went and they were saying that who deserves Mahaprabhu's mercy the most? They were saying. And they had heard of these two brothers, Jagadananda and Madhavananda. They were coming from Brahmin families, very nice, cultured families, but somehow they became so corrupted that they started performing all kinds of sin. They had actually a checklist that every sin that the scripture says that we should not be done, they used to do and put a tick mark. They were like this. Kuch bhi nahi choda. And these Jaga and Madhai, they were they used to harass everybody, bully, harass, murder, rape, even stealing, every kind of sin they were doing. And they were roaming scot-free, people were afraid of them. They had bribed the government, they had some settlement with the Qazi. Tomorrow when we go to Rajapur, we'll see Chand Qazi Samadhi. Chand Qazi was the Qazi here, Muslim English. So these guys had a settlement with him, so they were not in jail. So they were roaming around like this, free, scot-free. Nityananda thought, if Jagai Madhav start chanting Hare Krishna, that will be powerful preaching. Mahaprabhu's name will spread everywhere. He thought like this. So then he goes and approaches Jagai Madhav. He and Nitya and Haridas Thakur is following him. And Jagai Madhav are having their own time. They are drunk. They are drunk and they are swaying around here and there, beating somebody up, bullying somebody. This is going on. Nityananda and Haridas, they go there and they are requesting. Nityananda is requesting, please Jagai Madhav, please chant Hare Krishna. Jagai Madhav having sticks. They go running behind Nityananda and Haridas, wanting to beat them. Nityananda and Haridas run. That day in the evening meeting, Haridas Thakur is complaining about Nityananda. He's saying, see, this Nityananda is such an abatuta. He's taking us our dream to go to Jagai and Madhav, and these people are running behind us wanting to kill us. Today, somehow or other, we ran and saved our life. Mahaprabhu said, he glorified Nityananda. He said, we must go. Go and preach me. Again they tried. Nityananda thought, really Jagai Madhav should receive mercy. So now Nityananda approaches Jagai Madhav. They are there. So Madhav is drunk. He feels, what this fellow is coming and telling us to chant Hare Krishna. He takes his pot of liquor. He takes that empty pot and he breaks it on the head of Nityananda. Nityananda is bleeding. And he's fallen, but after that also, Nityananda is telling, please stand. Please stand. Madhav is feeling more angry. Jagai comes and stop Madhav. Stop. Because Jagai was observing, he's seeing that this Nityananda is just requesting us again and again. He's so humble. He's just telling us for our own good. He's telling us to chant Hare Krishna. So then, Jagai is stopping Madhav from attacking. Meanwhile, other associates, they inform Mahaprabhu that this has happened. Madhav has attacked Nityananda. Nityananda is bleeding. Mahaprabhu reaches there on the spot with his other associates. He calls Chakra, and then the Sudarshan Chakra comes there, looming around Jagai and Madhav. And Mahaprabhu is going to kill him. He's going to throw the Chakra at Madhav. He's going to kill him. That time Nityananda stops Mahaprabhu. He says, my dear Mahaprabhu, this Jagai is a very nice man. He saved me. You don't kill them. He saved me. And if you are going to kill Jagai and Madhav, such kind of offenders are everywhere in Kalima. Whom will you leave then? You have to kill everybody. Because everybody is sinful and everybody is offending. The purpose of your incarnation is not to kill but to transform. Give them to me. Give them to me. I will take care. So Nityananda Prabhu is requesting Mahaprabhu, you give me Jagai and Madhav. छोड़ दो उनको, मैं देख लूँगा. So looking at this, Jagai, he had already melted. Looking at this, Madhav also melted. He said, what kind of person is this Nityananda? I am hurting him. I am going to kill him. And look at this. What is he doing? He is requesting for mercy on us. So both of them surrender to Nityananda. Both of them go to Mahaprabhu first. Mahaprabhu accepts Jagai. He doesn't accept Madhav. He says, Madhav, you are an offender. You offended Nityananda. You offended Nityananda. So you should go and you should ask for apology from him. Surrender to him. So Madhav goes to Nityananda. And Nityananda embraces him with open arms. Nityananda takes both of them to Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu embraces Jagai. Golden Mahaprabhu becomes black. Everybody sees. Golden Mahaprabhu becomes black color. That was the indication that Mahaprabhu took all their sins. And then Mahaprabhu takes Madhav also. He tells Madhav, you are an offender, but Nityananda has saved you. And then Mahaprabhu orders everyone to do Sankirtan. This black color will go away. And they start doing Sankirtan, all the sin finishes off. That black color is because of all the sin. He took the sin of Jagai and he took the sin of Madhai. And that color goes away. He becomes golden once again. And Jagai and Madhai, they were told, Mahaprabhu told them, sin no more. Bas, ho gaya. No more sin. Jagai and Madhai, although they were such big offenders, this was one qualification they had. That what they did after this, no more sin. What happened is, they became so transformed. They were doing so much Vaishnava Seva, and also chanting. They used to chant 2 lakh names every day after this. 2 lakh names every day. It means how many rounds? So many rounds. And Madhai still felt that he has hurt and offended Nityananda, he must do something. So he goes to Nityananda Prabhu and he asks him, I have offended you, what should I do? Nityananda says, you get the mercy of all the Vaishnavas. Madhai says, how? Nityananda Prabhu tells him, you construct the ghat. And when the Vaishnavas bathe there, you assist them. So Madhai, they made a ghat. There is a ghat here called Jagai Madhai Ghat. And Madhai and Jagai, what they used to do, they used to serve all the Vaishnavas there. Clean them, help the Vaishnavas there. In this way, they got so much of mercy, they became very famous as brahmacharis. From devotee to brahmachari. That was the story of Jagai and Madhai. This is the mercy of Nityananda. There is no limit to Nityananda Prabhu's compassion. And our Srila Prabhupada, he manifested that same compassion to such Jagais and Madhais in the Western world. And many of us also fall in that category. Or I'm very sure we fell in that category some birth, some lifetime. So Nityananda Prabhu is so merciful that he is giving this Krishna, he is giving the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, taking us to Mahaprabhu. That is how we should pray and approach. So this is Srivas Angan, this is the glory of Nityananda Prabhu. Advaita Bhavan is right here. Advaita Acharya, great one. He is the Lord who called the Lord. He is the Lord. He is Sadashiva and Mahavishnu combined. Sadashiva and Mahavishnu combined. He is Vishnu Tattva, Advaita Acharya. But he saw the situation in Navadvip at that time, and he felt that if the Lord, Supreme Lord doesn't come himself, then I'll have to take the Sudarshan Chakra and I'll have to finish off everyone. He felt like that. So what did he do? He took his Shaligram Shila, he took Tulsi and Ganga water, and he worshipped the Lord. He cried out to the Lord, please come. Please come. You must come. Please help us. So these cries of Advaita Acharya, it penetrated this material world. And it went to the spiritual world. Krishna heard it and he said, my dear devotee Advaita is calling me. I must come. That is one of the reasons why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. Because Advaita Acharya called him. So then when Mahaprabhu was a small boy, his mother used to send him. And he might go call Vishwarup, your elder brother. This is Advaita Acharya's house. Vishwarup used to listen near Bhagavad Gita. So Nimai used to come. Advaita Acharya used to say, why have you come? Because when he used to look at baby Nimai used to look so beautiful. He said, why have you come? Nimai used to say, I came because you called me. Advaita Acharya didn't understand. I came because you called me. A very special pastime happens in Srivas Angan, which is known as the Mahaprakash Lila. 21 hours of non-stop Abhishek and Arati of Mahaprabhu. 21 hours. Mahaprakash Lila. One day, in that kirtan which was going on here, Mahaprabhu, instead of dancing in kirtan, he sat on the throne. Where Srivas Acharya puts his deity, Mahaprabhu sat on the throne. And he manifested his Vishnu form. All the devotees came. He called some other devotees also who didn't come. He called Bholavecha Sridhar. He called Mukunda Datta. He called Murari Gupta. Nityananda was there. Advaita Acharya was there. Srivas Thakur was there. Haridas Thakur he called. He said, my dear devotees, I am the same personality and I have come. That is when Mahaprabhu showed that he is the Supreme Personality of God. It happened here. And that you see on the altar is Mahaprabhu in center and Prasad. That is Mahaprakash Lila. And deities are representing that pastime. Mahaprabhu showing Advaita Acharya. He is putting his foot on Advaita Acharya's head, giving him mercy. And Advaita Acharya is only able to see Mahaprabhu and the Brahma Jyoti. Mahaprabhu is calling Murari Gupta. Hey Murari. He's first telling Advaita Acharya, Advaita Acharya, you called me so I came. I am that same Supreme Person. Don't you see? Advaita Acharya is offering nice prayers to Mahaprabhu. Please give me blessing. Please give me blessing. Mahaprabhu is telling Mukunda Datta, he's telling Murari Gupta. He's giving them all personal reasons why he came. He's saying Murari Gupta is Hanuman, who comes in Gaur Leela as Murari Gupta. His house is right there behind this. Mahaprabhu called him, hey Murari, you are Hanuman, and I am the eternal Lord Ramchandra. See, and Mahaprabhu shows him, he takes a green body and shows him that he is Ramchandra. Then he calls Haridas Thakur. He says, hey Haridas, how do you think you are surviving? You were beaten up at 22 marketplaces by the Muslim invaders. Muslims beat you up in 22 marketplaces. How do you think you are alive? You know how you are alive? Because when they were beating you up, I was the one, I took all the beats. I took all the beating. And he showed all the markings on his back. He showed to Haridas Thakur all the whip chabuk. So जो मारा था, that Mahaprabhu showed to Haridas Thakur, see, I took all of this. Mahaprabhu told Gangadas Pandit, hey Gangadas, you remember that time when Muslims were following you and you and your family, so that you would not be molested by the Muslims, you wanted to drown yourselves and your family in the Ganga. You wanted to commit suicide. At that minute, there was a boat which came and boatman came and you climbed on the boat and went to the other side. That's how you got saved. Who was that boatman? Gangadas. Who was that boatman? Mahaprabhu in this way is counting every devotee. He's telling Phala Vecha Sridhar, you've been giving me banana leaves. Phala Vecha means banana leaf seller. You know banana leaves, we eat here on banana leaves. Banana plantations are everywhere. So we take that and we eat on them. So Phala Vecha Sridhar is such a great devotee. He used to, whatever he used to get, 50% of whatever he used to get, he used to spend in the service of Mother Ganga. And Mahaprabhu every day used to come and fight with him and take banana leaves for free. Sridhar outside he used to feel disappointed, inside he used to be happy that Gaurani is taking. He also didn't know who is this. Mahaprabhu is saying, Sridhar, who am I? Just see. In this way, Mahaprabhu shows this Mahaprakash Lila. 21 hours this is going on. Continuous Arti Abhishek. Srivas Thakur arranges all his family members, they get so many pots, 108 pots of Ganga water. They do continuous Abhishek. All of Mahaprabhu's associates, they are fanning him, they are performing Arati. So this is the way Mahaprabhu showed that he is none other than Krishna himself. Known as Mahaprakash Lila, which happened here in Srivas Thakur's house, Srivas Angan. So this is Advaita Bhavan. Advaita Acharya, many times he used to, in the Kirtan, he used to steal Mahaprabhu's dust from his feet and put it on his head. Advaita Acharya. One day Mahaprabhu got so angry on him, this was their pastime, Rasa. Mahaprabhu told him, Advaita, you stole my property. You destroyed this universe as Shiva, now you destroy me also. I am your junior, you are taking my dust. This will destroy me. You are such a great Vaishnava. Advaita Acharya says, you are the Supreme Lord. Advaita, Mahaprabhu is saying, now I am going to steal it back from you. And what does he do? Mahaprabhu takes Advaita, turns him around, and takes his dust like this and puts it on. Sweet pastimes. Gadadhar Pandit. Gadadhar Bhavan is right here. Gadadhar Pandit, such a member of the Panchatattva. He is none other than Radharani. Now, Panchatattva, this Srivas Thakur was elder to Mahaprabhu. Advaita Acharya elder to Mahaprabhu. Nityananda was also elder. Gadadhar Pandit was of the same age as Chaitanya. They were together. They were schoolmates. And Mahaprabhu's relation with Gadadhar Pandit was very special. He used to come and ask Gadadhar Pandit such questions and debate with him. What are the symptoms of liberation, Gadadhar? Tell me. Gadadhar used to be like Mahaprabhu says, you don't know, listen from me. He used to go on in the road only half an hour class, 1 hour class. So Gadadhar Pandit used to say, yes, my dear Lord, you know very well. He used to offer obeisances to him and run away from him. And then every time he used to wait, what mood is he having? That's how Gadadhar used to deal with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But he had so much of affection and attachment. After Mahaprabhu returns from Gaya, after he met Krishna Puri, he starts exhibiting ecstatic symptoms. One day, Mahaprabhu is tearing his chest. He's tearing his chest. His fingernails are piercing his flesh. He's tearing his chest. Another is right there. What are you doing? Nimai, what are you doing? I'm trying to find where Krishna is. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? So Gadadhar says, Krishna is in your heart. So then Mahaprabhu is even tearing with more intensity. He's tearing. So Gadadhar Pandit says, he will come soon. He will come soon. Don't do this. He is coming. Krishna is just coming. Hearing this, Mahaprabhu feels pacified. And Sachi Mata says this, that what an effect Gadadhar Pandit is having over Nimai. And she requests Gadadhar Pandit, I cannot say anything about Nimai, but you give me a promise that you will always stay with Nimai. Because she saw that how Gadadhar is able to handle Nimai and Nimai's craziness. So she requested him. So after Mahaprabhu takes sannyas at 24, he goes to Puri. So Gadadhar Pandit also shifts there. He also takes sannyas. Then Mahaprabhu, he stays in Gambhira. Gadadhar Pandit is staying at Kota Govinda. He always stayed near Mahaprabhu. So they had a very special relationship also. Gadadhar Pandit and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there was also, you see here the first first altar here, there is a broken mridanga you will see. You saw that broken mridanga is there. Because this is the place where Chand Kazi, what did he do? He broke the mridanga. His man Chand Kazi was the local Kazi, Muslim administrator. He did not want that Sankirtan, now Sankirtan should go on. Because Mahaprabhu had already started preaching, he didn't want this. So he stopped it, said stop. So he told his men, wherever you see Kirtan happening, break the mridanga. So they broke it here. So Mahaprabhu organized this civil disobedience here. He told everybody, do full Mahaharinam Sankirtan. They cannot stop us. Take flames, mashal mein kar chalo. Bada civil disobedience, first civil disobedience, Mahaprabhu ne arrange kiya. So they all went out of the way. This is Arti.